Whether you've been building your list through all those driving for dollar strategies, you've been clicking through and following, through desktop here as well. Great job. Now the next step is to take all of these addresses and turn them into appointments, turn them into opportunities, turn them into conversations, turn them into offers, and then deals. And so here's where it gets real. Here's where we get the exciting conversations to reach out to sellers and ask them, hey, are they looking to sell? Why are they looking to sell? Ask about their motivation. What is the condition of the property? Have they done anything to it? Does it need, what needs to be fixed up? What is their time frame to sell? How urgent is this? How do you go through that conversation? And then finally, what is the price they're looking for? And to have that just general open-ended conversation with them that you can just put in the reps and get used to doing, you have to actually reach out to them, right? You have to actually initiate that conversation. You're going direct to seller. And if I click view list or the leads tab up here, but if I click view list, this is where I can start to initiate that conversation. You'll notice inside Deal Machine right here to start off with, first thing I want to tell you is that you have a ridiculous amount of data to work with. You have, we really focus on changing the game, on really eliminating what was skip tracing before. Like we went in here and said, hey, you know what? Let's make sure people are tired of getting nickel and dimed. This is holding people back from actually getting in touch with sellers. Like, let's go in there and give you the things that are going to make you successful. And that means phone numbers, emails, data to go out there and have great conversations. And so your unfair advantage in this market, in any market, is having all this data at your fingertips about the person, about the property, and then how to get in touch with them. So I'll walk you through all of those different phases. What I will tell you is as you reach out to them to have these conversations, you want to reach out ideally in a couple different ways, because people respond differently to different channels. And if you can combine active with passive marketing, kind of short-term one-to-one outreach with long-term one-to-many automated outreach, that is going to give you statistically a great chance to have the conversation with them. And consistency is everything here. Like that, in the end, like if we look at the data and you have done everything right, you just followed phase one right, you have your list, you have the right seller to reach out to, you actually reach out to them and are getting in front of them over and over again. If you only reach out one time to that seller and they're going to sell their house, you've done everything right, they're selling their house. One time, you're only going to get in touch with them like 15% of the time. That's just the hard stats. If you reach out 3 times, it is like 47% of the time you are getting in touch with them, 52% you're not. So just purely from a number standpoint, that's why consistency is so absolutely crucial and why we want to give you tools to automate as much as possible and just save as much time as possible and make sure you never waste any of your at-bats here, your time to reach out. Now, I know I talked about this earlier. We have a 95% contact match rate on single family homes. And you'll see right here, I never hit skip trace. I never paid for phone numbers. I never paid for emails. All of these are right here. Look at this stuff, guys. Like you've got, literally every single lead I just pulled had a phone number. And the crazy thing is these are tired landlords. So a lot of these are in LLCs. We have corporate skip trace data too. We have LLC ownership data, agents, organizers, all of the contact info to get in touch with owners of portfolios. Like that's another reason to focus on tired landlord and corporate skip trace data in here is you're not going to get that other places. And especially the quality of it, you are not going to get other places. Like use this as an advantage. Go in there and reach out to people who it takes forever to find those numbers one by one. And, typically you used to have to pay 10 cents per property to skip trace. I have 141,000 leads in here. That would have been 14 grand, a little over that. Now, again, it is free included with your Deal Machine subscription. So take advantage of this data here, guys. What it looks like is when you click on a property. So I'll see like this one in particular. It's owned by a trust, John's Trust right here. Great. Here's John. So you'll notice right away, there's all this data about the property itself, the characteristics of the property, the land itself, right? The tax information, the transaction history, hasn't sold since 1999, even estimated rehab costs, which was our own algorithm. I always double check the math, but great kind of just general back of the napkin stuff. HOA info, And then, so that's the property data. And then you'll notice this John right here that owns this trust. You click on that. It is clickable as well. You can jump into this and see more about John. He's lived for 26 years. You can see things about the household, about the portfolio that John has, about the phone numbers that John has. Again, here's the professional information. The phone numbers even come with, things like, is it active or mobile or landline or do not call list? Like, it's got all that data right there. Professional info about John. You can see his background. You can see consumer info. You can see related contacts. All of this due diligence gives you a massive leg up. You can go in here knowing, hey, this could be somebody who might be looking to retire soon. He's got, tired landlord, 64 years old. Like, hey, maybe he wants to cash out his portfolio. He owns, a ton of, let's see, good, overall, like just, like great opportunity, right? Like you've got a ton of data you can look into here to just line up great ideas on how do you reach out to that person? How do you think about, the conversation and the questions to ask them before you even have to go into it. And so you were just set up at a major advantage about when you know more information going in, you can target your marketing more accordingly. You can ask better questions right away. You can build a better relationship with John, with all these sellers in a much quicker and more efficient way when you've got all this ready to go. So when you have all that data, when you've got all these properties, all the demographic data, the contact data, the intersection of all that, now you can go in here and do that active and passive marketing like I talked about.